What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of this build right here behind me, and also I'll be showing you a little bit about how I built it. So yeah, let's get into the video for the Viking Tavern. Alright, let's get started with the tour, heading down the road into the courtyard. So it's actually pretty cool. If you turn around and go down the road this way, you'll end up at the longhouse in just a moment. If you want to see the longhouse build, I did that last week. I'll put a link to it right now. But back to the courtyard. The courtyard's pretty cool. We've got 5 stones surrounding it. Well, I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is 5 stones. And we've got a few other things to kind of talk about too. We've got a little overlook over here where we started the video, overlooking views of the ocean. And throughout the courtyard, we've just got some nature elements here and there. We've got a few statues which you can spawn in with Devcommands. These are built into the game. And yeah, we've basically just got the staircase up to the tavern. Now, before we head in, I did want to give you a quick explanation of the exterior. So first things first, the exterior to this one is really fun. It's actually got Tudor style elements on the upper floors, where the upper floors stick out over the bottom floors. Really cool. It adds room to the second floor, and it also just adds some really cool vibes to the build. In this build, we have 5 different main roofs, which all kind of do their own thing at different heights. And you can see that some of them have Viking roof peaks on them, and some of them do not. There's also a chimney in the back of the build, which is at max iron assisted stone height, which I think is pretty cool. And there are 2 floors throughout almost the entire inside of the build. And I guess I can go ahead and take you inside and show you. So first things first, you're going to head up this really cool little curvy staircase heading to the inside of the tavern. Here, as we walk in, we're kind of walking into a lobby area. I did want to quickly turn around and show you what was behind me though. You're going to see a lot of these red, blue, and white elements throughout the build. That is the theme that I chose. You can see we've got a little bit of storage up top, and here in the main area, which I forgot to close the doors. And here in the main area, you can see that we are in the lobby. So of course we kind of have a front desk. You can see on this side, we have a gate which opens so that they can kind of help customers. And on this side, we've got a door for them to get back in there to do some work. So yeah, let's head back in here so you can see what's going on back in here. Once again, we've got another wall, which is kind of the same as the wall outside in the lobby. And we've just got a lot of storage here, different miscellaneous things which they might need. And of course, some sealed away money, which of course you would have if you were running a tavern. So yeah, for the lobby, to finish it up, we have a staircase here heading up to the second floor, which we'll go up in a little bit. And we've also got a workbench set up over here and a forge table set up. And we've got some storage up on the walls, which I think is looking really nice, and some storage up there tucked below the staircase. But yeah, let's head into the kitchen and dining room. Let's do the same thing we did as we walked in the front door. We'll turn around here and you can see what is behind me. So behind me, we've got a nice little balcony up top, which we'll go to in a little bit. The access to this is on the stairs to the second floor. And yeah, in here we've got all sorts of things. Oh my gosh, I forgot to close this. And here we've got all sorts of things. So here is the kitchen area where we've got a little stone hearth, a place for the chef to sit. We've even got a little window here with an iron gate that can open and close where the chef could take orders. We've got a lot of details in here. The chimney, which goes up to max iron assisted stone height. Just a bunch of little things. Cooking pots and cooking racks, spice racks. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the kitchen. Bunch of little details kind of all built into a chimney. As we head back into the dining room, I guess I'll turn around here and show you guys. This is kind of the drinks table where you could grab a cup and a drink and head over and sit down. Over here is the food table. So we've got a bunch of different food on display, like a few more drinks here and there, but mainly food, and some shelves up top with more food. Over here, we've got kind of some mead up on the ceiling, just stored and maybe aging or something like that. I don't know. And then over here, we've got the first two tables of kind of the restaurant area. You can head around and you can see all the rest of the tables, but the first thing I wanted to show you was this cool little window which I added, which I don't know why. I think this is so cool. But yeah, I don't know. Have you ever been to a restaurant where you can see into the kitchen where you're sitting? I don't know. So I just thought that this was really cool. But yeah, as we come around this way, we've got a bunch of different little tables here. Each table has its own set of food and decorations to make it feel lively. And you can see on this back wall here, we've got more of the red and white and blue and white shields. This is all the blue shields and all the red shields on this side. Kind of cool. If I turn around, you can see this stone wall. These nice arches here. We've got stone and also darkwood arches built in there to add some extra details. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the restaurant area. As we round this corner, we've got a little bench and some tucked away storage. And you can even head outside where we've got a nice little kind of wood pile area here to chop some wood for the kitchen, and even a nice place to sit and enjoy the nice weather. So yeah, let's head back inside. That is everything here. I do want to show you guys the balcony next, so we'll head that way. Back here into the lobby, we'll now head up the stairs and we'll go through a door which is right here on the right. So this door leads you out to this space where I guess if you wanted, you could make a little speech down below, or you could just take a seat and relax. I built a little custom seat on this side and a little custom seat over here, which of course you can actually sit in. And yeah, just a nice little place to relax here. But yeah, you can see the nice little storage over there on the left, and we can head up the final bit of stairs here to the upstairs. Now this is where you would stay in the tavern, where you would stay the night, you know, where you would rent a bed for the night. So this room right here is kind of the main lodgings of the tavern. So you can see each little room kind of has some darkwood dividers, a little bed, a bedside table, and a chair and a chest. You know, some of them don't have chairs, they just have the bedside table and the chest. And then some of them, you can see these ones literally just have a bed. I guess this is like the, you know, the cheapest option that they have. There's also a little balcony here though, so that they can enjoy a little bit of sun if they want. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the kind of main quarters here on this side, but we do have a few more beds. I wanted to make sure that there were enough beds in here for a full Valheim server, because I may or may not make this into an adventure map at some point. We'll see about that. But yeah, over here on this side, as we came up the stairs, we actually passed this. This was, I guess you could call it like a deluxe room here, where you've got a full-size bed, a little place to sit. You know, you've even got some bigger storage here and some storage up top. Over here, we've got a little bunk bed set up. This would, of course, be one of the cheaper options with nothing besides a bed to sleep with. And over here on the opposite side, the second deluxe room. And it's not really a room, you know, they're kind of just like separated with dividers, but I think it's kind of cool because, you know, not making it rooms up here, I was able to fit in a lot more beds. You can see more storage up top, little place to sit here. And also, I forgot to point out the ceiling details, which you can see as they go down, which I think look really nice and really kind of bring it together when you look upwards. And yeah, we've also got two little tables here for, you know, people to sit down up here. And then that leads us to the final part of the build, which is the owner's quarters. You can actually see that there are two doors though. Let's head through this door really quick. As we head through, you can see we're in a little hallway with a window and a door that lead into the owner's bedroom. But there's also a place to sit and look out the window. That's really cool, actually. This is the Tudor style element, which sticks out from the stone portion of the build. There's also some storage here in the back, and we'll head back around into the quarters for the owner of the tavern. So we'll turn around like I've been doing so far, so you can first see what's at the door. More red and white details here on the left and blue and white details here on the right. You can see we've got some cabinetry here and there, some little tucked in kind of like cabinetry into the stone, little desk over here for some things. Maybe this is where the tavern owner does the accounting for the tavern. And then on this side of the room, we've got a loft, which we'll go up to in a moment. We've got a place to bathe or hop into the hot tub, wherever you would like to think of that. Some windows on the side, a throne to sit and put your feet up, and even some storage and some cabinetry over here below the stairs. You can see even like the daily tools placed rest here after a long day's work maybe. And now we can head up the stairs into the loft. The loft is really cool. We've got kind of a little mini closet on this side with some armor stands, storage on the stone, a little window here for ventilation. We've got a nice double-sized bed here, same banner details on the walls, and we even have a small little library kind of fit into this space above the roof peaks. I think this turned out really cool with signs and vertical item frames, also some other things thrown in here and there. And to finish it up, we have a nice little seat right here next to the overlook on the loft. All right, now we can begin the how-to section of the video. The first thing I had to do to get started was choose my land. Now, after flying around for a little while, I found these stones and I thought it would be a really cool place to build, so that's what I did. First things first, I raised some ground, lowered some ground, flattened some ground, and made sure I had a nice flat area to work with, and then I started with my flat blueprint. The flat blueprint is extremely important. Here you can see I added on a good amount of different sections. I've added stone and wood to make sure that I've got different textures. This right here is really what decides the final look of your build. On top of that, you have the vertical blueprint, which I did next. This also decides a lot of how the final build is going to look. I find that with the vertical blueprint, I kind of go for a rough estimation. A lot of these heights end up changing by the end, but it's a nice place to decide which of your parts of your build are tall and which are short. After this, I did each section of the build one by one. First, I started with the left side of the house, which is 2 floors. You can see we've got a Tudor style element because the second floor sticks out over the first floor. We've also got a balcony on this section of the house and a Viking roof peak sticking out with the dragon head statue. Next, I did the middle of the house, which is the main building. It's 2 stories once again. It was supposed to be the tallest building in the build. Once again, you can see Tudor style elements with the second floor sticking out over the first. The roof is now opposite from the first section, and you can see once again Viking roof peaks on the peaks of the roof, front and back this time. Next, I did most of the stone section of the house. Once again, like I said, we're adding new textures here, flipping over to stone to add a little bit of variation into the build. This section is also 2 floors. I flipped the roof back the other way, the original way from the first section, and you can see that I left a little bit of space in the back for the chimney, and I also left a little bit of space for the stone tower, which I would add at the end. The right section of the house is what I did next. This is the only section of the house which is not 2 floors. It's much lower than the rest because of that. The roof is the same way as the last section. Once again, we've got a nice Viking roof peak here to bring in those Norse vibes. And you can see that there is actually access to the outside wood pile and kind of sitting area from this section of the building. Then after that, I came back to do the tall stone section, almost like a stone tower, and I decided to do a one-way roof on this section, which I think actually turned out really cool. And then I finished it all up with the chimney in the back, which is actually max iron-assisted stone height. After that, I was done with the build. I just needed to go around and add in some final details. That is that for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like or maybe even subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And also I have a TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and a Reddit if you want to see more from me. Thank you very much for watching. More coming soon. And as always, have a good one.